Hello, Brandon. Mike here, Brandon, and I just got a chance to look at your golf swings here. By the way, I think all the videos went through fine, so I appreciate you sending them a few times, but no worries there. I'm going to move along a little bit here. When you first set up to the ball, I thought, oh boy, we have a posture issue, but watch how you do a really good job settling into a nice setup. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to back up here to your setup. So here's what I would say. Good looking golf swing. I'm going to draw a line here where it looks like you're aiming. And let's run through this through full speed. Good looking rhythm there. Nice finish. You can see the balanced finish on your front side. So get a little more specific here. So from this down the line view, I'm going to bring in a comparison here of a tour player next to you. And I'm going to use Adam Scott. I use him a lot of times down the target line because it's a really good angle and he's got great looking posture. Okay, so you'll notice at setup, both you and Adam Scott have a nice neutral spine angle. If I draw a line from the back of your neck down to your tailbone, you can see your spine is in a neutral position. It looks really good. Also, if we take a look at your shaft angle here, you can see if I put a line right through the center of your body, and I draw a line right up through your shaft, the shaft, we'd like to have it point right through your belt line. It's a teeny little bit low. And we like to have it form a 90-degree angle with your torso, which it does. So it looks really good right there, too. I'd love to know what your handicap is. You look like you could play some good golf. Let's take a look at the swing now. Slow motion. So notice here at the top of your backswing, you can see the club is right here in between your arms, which is great. The angle of your left forearm matches up with your club face, so you've got a nice square club face at the top. So that's never going to hurt anybody, right? And then we'll start on the way down. Notice how you drop the club underneath the previous plane. So it looks like you're going to have an in-to-out swing path, and I would expect you to hit draws, and I would expect maybe some of the shots that aren't great to be pushes, because I'm expecting you to come at the ball, excuse me, from the inside of the target line. Okay, notice how you can see your club is on the inside of the target line, swing out, and your ball starts a teeny bit to the right of the target line, which is really what we'd like to see. So I'm going to show you Adam Scott on the right-hand side as an example of what he does. So keep in mind also that when this video is shot of Adam Scott, it's outdoors with a lot of good natural light, so we're not going to see the blurriness in the shaft. Shooting video indoors, unfortunately, you're going to have a little bit more of a blurry shaft. There's not too much you can do about it. So notice at the top of his swing, he's also got that square club face like you do. I'm going to back you up a little bit here. Get you to the top of your swing. Right, so you're in really good shape here. Okay. Now watch as Adam Scott starts that downswing. He's going to do a really good job of unwinding his lower body. Watch his hips turn here, getting out of the way. And you can see his club also is coming from the inside of the target line. Now, because we don't have any shaft blur, we can see specifically that his club is a teeny little bit inside of his hands here. We're not going to see the exact same quality view there because you're indoors. It looks like, though, you might be coming a little bit more from the inside. So I think you might be a little bit more prone to a larger hook or a larger push. Notice how your hips are turning through impact really well here, just like Adam is here. All right. As I'm looking at you in this position, I just want to point out one little thing. Notice how Adam Scott's right elbow is inside of his hip. Okay, so his hands are out in front of his chest. Your elbow being back in here a little bit, that's a sign of somebody that might be coming too much from the inside. You might get a little bit stuck there, and a lot of times what we see when that elbow is kind of stuck back behind your hip is kind of a flippy follow through. So that might be something for you to work on. Again, I'd love to know what you're shooting. If you're ball striking wise, you look like you could be a very low handicapper. If you're not experiencing really good ball striking, this is something you can work on. And as a matter of fact here, as I look at your SkyTrack, Brandon, See this shot here? This is probably a previous shot, but it shows a 9-degree of a kind of a push with this 288 RPMs of that side spin. So this ball that your previous shot you hit was definitely a pretty good hook, I would think. So we'd like to see that 9-degree number, by the way, come down a little bit. And I'll bet you on some of your straighter shots it does come down a little bit. So just a little aside there. So watching you come through, ball starts off to the right, which is great. Adam Scott, his starts off to the right as well. Now, how much drawing lines, looking at camera angles, we can't get too specific with. But what I would say is your golf swing looks really good from this angle. If anything, maybe try not to come quite so much from the inside. Try to have your hands more in front of your chest rather than back, your elbow behind your hip. I'm going to switch now to your face-on view here, Brandon. This is where you're hitting a tee. And I'm going to bring up Rory McIlroy from the face-on view. Okay. Here's what I want you to see about Rory. If you take a look at his right elbow, you can see it's all visible there. He doesn't have it back behind him at all. And watch this impact position. See his hands leading that club head? Let's see what you look like. And by the way, I've been talking about your right elbow a lot. That's something I actually just picked up now, so I'm not sure what you're going to look at face on view. What you look like, excuse me. You can see your right elbow back behind you a little bit. I'm going to back up Rory a little bit. See, he's got his hands a little bit more out in front of his chest here. See that? And you can see through impact, you've got a little bit of that flip there with your wrist. That's gonna cause some high shots. You may experience thin or fat shots, and this is something that might give you that occasional hook if that club face gets pointed to the left too much. Versus Rory coming through impact. See the difference? So what I would recommend for you would be to practice with an impact bag. Also to practice using our Punisher drill, which is where you actually hit little chip shots with a lengthened club and you try to avoid the club hitting you in the side. Now, I'm going to send you a couple little video drills to help you out with this. All right, Brandon? Hopefully this is helpful for you. You've got a good-looking golf swing. You get all the way to the front side. You have a good-looking golf swing. I would expect you to be a low handicapper. If you're not a low handicapper, then these two little things could really be exciting for you, because if you can do a little bit better job with those hands in front of your chest, you'll hit the ball even better. So thanks very much. Please catch up with me if you have any questions, and thanks for sending your video.
The impact bag helps us get into the correct impact position. Notice how our weight is forward and hands are forward. The Punisher drill. So with this drill we're working on correct impact position. So we've got this alignment stick that we're going to hold underneath our golf shaft, and the idea here is that we want to encourage weight forward, hands forward position. So you see here as we get down here through impact, our hands will be forward and our weight will be forward. Now this is a little bit of an exaggeration, but what we're really looking to do is be able to create a really good solid impact position. And I'm going to show you what we really want to look like at impact. This is Rory McIlroy. And you see he's got his weight forward, hands forward. Oftentimes when we see somebody who's got problems, their shaft will be leaning back like this, and they'll be scooping with their wrists. So let's take a look at this drill on the left-hand side. So as we hit this shot, weight moves forward onto the front foot, and then you can see at impact the hands are forward as well. We just barely missed impact, but impact you can see a nice flat left wrist, and as we move Rory through, a similar type of position. Again, on the left hand side we're just hitting chip shots, and by hitting those chip shots with the Punisher, it's really going to help you with your overall impact position as well as really help you overall.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for more instructional videos.